the intro music. Yeah! Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, taking a look at the roadmap. Kind of catching us by surprise, honestly, because they didn't tell the content creators the roadmap was dropping today. Because why would they? And not to mention, I think they needed to, more than any other time of dropping a roadmap, because by itself, without reading between the lines, maybe the least exciting one that we've ever had. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic, Scope. I'm just being honest. Like, by itself, most players are over here going, well, why should I even be excited? Well, I guess that's where I come in. Now it's my job. So not only am I going to explain to you how that works, I'm also going to paste Discord over myself and encourage you to join this thingy right here. This thing. Join the Discord, link in the description below. Let's talk about the roadmap update and why there actually is a reason for you as a player to be excited. So let's just go ahead and start scrolling. Commanders, as we head into 2022. Sir, we are far into it is almost April. Okay. We wanted to share more of our exciting roadmap for the year. Since our last roadmap update, we released ship cloaking, officer presets, the syndicate, second repair queue, extra dry dock, and much more. Now let's talk about the rest of the year. As always, details are subject to change as may the order and timing of their eventual release. Why even say that? You don't even tell me when stuff is going to release anyway. So why do I have to know if it's subject to change? It just really reinforces the concept that y'all don't know what you're doing, which y'all been doing really well the past couple weeks. I'm just saying that's not good wording considering. Think about things. Let's get started. Below deck officers. Now, I'm going to read it first, and then we'll talk about this screenshot right here and what you should focus on, which is this part right here. Sneak peek, focus on that. But being a deck officer means you share in all the glory and responsibility of running a starship. Yet a starship is a lot more than just the bridge. Many officers below deck contribute just as much to the overall success of the missions. There's actually an entire TV show about this for Star Trek. So yeah, makes sense. That's exactly what the new below deck officers contribute. These officers might not have the best bridge abilities or synergies, but they can help and contribute via the lower deck section and give you extra edge in battles. Coming soon to a starship near you. So the big key here is not what you see on the screenshot, like the con and all that other stuff. It's up here. So basically what we're talking about is having a subset of abilities from bridge officers. Now we've got the captain's maneuver, so that's our main three there. But now actually having below deck abilities, which sounds like it could actually add a very nice element to the game without going. And I've talked about this. I've worried about how they're going to address power creep at some point, which is, when you bring out new officers, you constantly want to just make them bigger, better, stronger than what you had before. So how did you do that? And a lot of people were saying, well, make epic officers and, legendary officers at the next scale, or make them to where they have a captain's rank instead of stopping a commander at rank 5. I think this is a better way to go about it, because it's also going to allow free to play to immediately get more benefits. Where if we were to just raise it up to go from commander to captain, the only people really going to benefit from that for a long time are going to be the high level spenders. And look, I believe spenders should have things in the game. I'm not saying they shouldn't. They keep the game alive, but at the same time, they shouldn't be the only ones flying around with all this. Let me go ahead and tell you right now, as somebody who's aware of how this works and what is coming, yes, you should be excited about it. And yes, as a free to play player, even if you never spend a dime on this game, this will be a good feature for you. Now, I can't tell you any more details than that, or else they'll be very, very upset with me. But let me just go ahead and reassure you that this is a great freaking mechanic. And I've already seen how some of those officers are going to work, and I'm really excited about it. If you missed my Twitch stream, I actually talked about my excitement level for some of the upcoming content, and I'm very in there. Now, I will be dropping hints for this next arc in, subsequent videos, not in this one, because this was a spur of the moment, hit record, get through it. But you will see some really cool stuff. And this is something that every player, free to play or spender, should be excited about. I like this as a concept. All right, moving down to server versus server features. Now, this one's pretty simple. It just simply says in March, we launched our first one. We're looking to expand the concept. Aside from leaderboards and fun events between servers, we're looking to increase it beyond 1 versus 1. We're also looking for a way for servers to physically invade one another and bring their ships temporarily to a new universe. I would love to do that. But this is also something that we already covered in our leaderboard video. If you remember when we did our server XLB leaderboard video a couple weeks ago, we discussed what their plans for the future were. So if you follow this channel, you already know this. What can I say? You should like this channel. Get access to content all the time. Sometimes weeks ahead of the roadmap. Why you should watch YouTubers, man. That's what we're doing. That's all we do is dedicate our lives to you. Isn't that great? We're like a spouse that you don't have to see every day, but you should see me every day right here. It's only like 10, 15-minute videos. Anyway, server features. They also discussed you will eventually see the names in those alliance server leaderboards where, you know, if you're going against, like with us, it was server 20 and server 10, I think we were going against each other. You would see the actual players from the opposite server in the, you know, the leaderboard itself. So it just wouldn't say, you know, random name or whatever. You'd actually be seeing who you're going against. And there were some people who were really interested in the people that they were going against in these leaderboards. You know, even one of my moderators, Lost and Found, was constantly bugging me like, yo, you got a screenshot of the leaderboard? I really want to know who's beating me. Scopely, for my sanity alone. Add it in. Appreciate it. And then finally listed here. Now, this isn't the last thing listed, but one of the biggest features listed, Alliance Starbases. Now, this is something that I've asked for and talked about for a long time. Y'all have talked about that for a long time. Ever thought what it would be like to just run a bigger space station? Similar to what you have in Star Trek Online, I would assume. Alliance Starbases will give alliances the ability to build and expand their very own space stations. Each Alliance Starbase will provide unique abilities, exclusive mining nodes, and extra defenses for each member's own bases. I'm really curious to see how that last part potentially work out. This feature is in early development, so we are happy to hear some great ideas and early feedback from the community on it. I do want to just go ahead and point out anything that says early development, that's probably not coming out to Q4, end of the year. Well, what else could potentially come at the end of the year that deals with Starbases? Maybe? I don't know. I'm just trying to put one and one together and make two. I'm not saying that's how it is, but you know, the last roadmap seemed to hint at Deep Space Nine, and now you are talking about Alliance Starbases. I wonder if any of these things are connected. I don't know. Look, y'all are gonna think this is a hint. I legitimately don't know, but maybe. I mean, it adds up. Either way, it's a good idea. It's something to get excited about if y'all know how Starbases work in Star Trek Online. That doesn't mean they're going to work the same way here in Star Trek Fleet Command. But if they even are somewhat similar, this is a pretty cool thing to add, and I think it'll add a lot of playability to the game and also continue to push the community aspect, which is one of the things that makes this game superior to most on the market. It's why people like me and DJ are still here and not in Eve Echoes, because the community aspect of that game was awful. It literally promoted toxicity, whereas this is promoting working together and doing things as a goal, unit goal, where you can all work to doing something and everybody gets benefits from it, and hopefully without the level of toxicity. So, looking forward to Alliance Starbase. Now, here's a big one down here at the bottom, and I feel like if you read between the lines of a lot of these, you're going to learn a lot about this roadmap, even though it doesn't give out a lot of specifics. We have some very exciting shows and characters coming this year, and we can't wait to welcome them all to Star Trek Fleet Command. From new shows, all right, y'all know what the new shows are: Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Prodigy, and New Worlds. We have 5 Star Trek shows that are going to be running by the end of this year. I really enjoy all of them. Of the ones that are my favorites, and I've said this before, my favorite of the 5 so far is Lower Decks. However, I'll go ahead and tell you Picard Season 2 is really, really, really good. I've honestly really enjoyed Discovery Seasons 3 and 4. Prodigy is fantastic, waiting to have that first season wrap up. And then Brave New Worlds isn't even, or Strange New Worlds isn't even out yet. So yeah, I am really excited. But anyway, they say new as well as old. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be looking for just the Star Trek you grew up on. Look for the Star Trek that you're raising your kids on. And man, woo, doggy, I know some of the stuff and I'm excited. New shows to the top fan favorites from Star Trek's TV history. Well, fan favorites, since we've done The Next Generation, would then point to Deep Space Nine, which they've already discussed before. Real interested to see what that is, or maybe even coming back to The Next Generation. But we'll be curious to see. We have a packed year with lots of new features, which we've just seen above. That's 2 features. Officers, we know every month we get new officers. Yes, I can go ahead and spoil it. New officers coming in April. New ships. It specifically lists new ships are coming, missions, and much more. Live long and prosper. So this can actually tell you more than you think it is. Is it the, most detailed roadmap? No. But as someone who's gotten, the option, the ability, the opportunity to glimpse a little behind the curtain on some of these, I will go ahead and tell you that yes, you should be excited, even though this thing feels incredibly vague. It just didn't feel like they fleshed out this roadmap announcement well. Thus, a lot of people going, well, should I even care? And let me go ahead and just also say, there's more coming that isn't even listed. And I don't know why it's not listed. Maybe they felt it would be too specific in telling people. But yeah, let me just go ahead and say, what's on here has some cool stuff between the lines if you read hardcore. And more than that, just in general, there's some cool stuff coming. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the quickness of this. Didn't know this was coming out, so I had to push a lot of other things to the side to do it. And that's why there's very little editing. But I do want to know your thoughts on all this in the comment section down below, which is this little thing. Normally I'm over there. So that's why it's, yeah. Anyway, we're just trying to get things done. We're trying to let you know about the roadmap and letting you be amazing, because you are amazing. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.